Creating an audio studycast will help students better understand content. And we can do this in a variety of ways. Sometimes they're called podcasts, which is a real fancy word for an audio file. Sometimes they start with a little music behind there. This one actually even has an ad at the beginning of it. They're all different things. So the podcast, you learn about how to create, build in a different segment. But I just want to talk about StudyCast. So traditionally, this is a podcast. Here's another example of a podcast with our math dude helping us with math. If you need to study for the SAT, GRE, here is your study partner. Students are publishing and creating their own podcasts here on mathtrain.tv. But this brings me to MrColey.com. Mr. Coley was a 5th grade teacher for years and years. He now became an assistant principal. But I think he coined the word StudyCast. But when I heard him speak, it really hit me what a great gift he is giving his students. So before science and social studies tests, Mr. Coley sits down and basically walks them through the study guide, reminding them of, what they're going to, what they covered in class and so on. So it's just maybe a 10, 15-minute walkthrough to help students prepare. I love what he says. It doesn't replace traditional studying, but what a gift that you're giving students, especially those students that need things 1, 2, 3, 10 times repeated. A StudyCast is great because they can start and stop the StudyCast. So Mr. Coley's leaving his website out. You can go visit it, but it's just not an active learning environment like it used to be. Here is what his StudyCast. You can get them on MrColey.com, or you can also get them on iTunes, and you can subscribe. This is key to understand. When you select subscribe, you're not paying for something. We're used to subscribing to magazines, newspapers, and paying. We're not paying here. Instead, you are making a connection. Say, yes, I would like future StudyCasts from this source. Now, don't subscribe here because there won't be future ones unless he goes back to the classroom. But this is when you find one that you like. Like, for example, you want to follow the math dude. You subscribe to him, and every time something new is pushed out, it will be automatically pushed out to your iTunes, which is nice. That's what subscribing means in this case. So Mr. Coley put them both on iTunes and on his website. You can do it any way you want, but you do need a way to deliver it to your students, your StudyCast. You have to deliver it. You can't count on email. It will be too large of a file. So you have to be able to get it out to your students. iTunes is a perfect choice for that, but unfortunately a lot of you at school, iTunes is disabled. All right, online, an app is AudioBoo, and this is a way that you can, for free, capture your boos, which are your podcasts. And their free account, you get up to 3 minutes, and really 3 minutes is perfect for kids. We really don't want them to go on and on. There's a deadline. There's only 3 minutes. 3 minutes can be a long time when it comes to audio. You can make your boo of anything you want. You could record students. You could check for fluency. You can do all different things. In the case of Mr. Coley, he's doing it as a guide to an assessment, before an assessment. And so that's what I like calling a StudyCast after Mr. Coley. All right, now on the website as well as in the app, you just press the record button and there you go. And what I like about this is in AudioBoo, you can go ahead and add it to a playlist, add it to a board that you create. You have lots of flexibility in AudioBoo. Make an account. You don't have to. I love this. You can boo anonymously. You don't have to have an account. So if you're working with younger students that don't have emails, they can still use AudioBoo. They just won't make the account, and so the online is hooked to the AudioBoos. You can follow people. So in the case of Mr. Coley's classroom, the students could follow you, and that way they're connected. Just make sure before you start booing or creating things, check your policy for your school district, your acceptable use policy, and make sure that you're not violating anything. Check with your school administrator. Now you can also link out to Twitter and Facebook and things like that. I'm not sure if you're going to do that or if your students are going to do that, but it is an option. Now, this is what I use to create my podcast, and this is Audacity. It's free open source software. It's been around a long time, and it works. You can start out with maybe a little bit of music at the beginning if you want, then record. It's just easy in Audacity to edit and make a final product. GarageBand is another great choice, and if you're on a Mac or if you have an iPad, iPhone, you can download the app. GarageBand has a lot more features. It's more robust, and you can go ahead and create your own songs, your own podcast, your own StudyCast, whatever you want. Another one that I haven't used in a few years is Podbean, but there's a lot of people using them, creating different podcasts. But the key to StudyCasting versus podcasting is the content. I want you to think about a StudyCast next time you have to read a test to a student. Think about this. Let's say you have to read that test to 3 or 4 students. They all move at different times and different paces. What you could do is record the test once and let them start and stop as they need to work through the material. I had a teacher that did that at the high school level. She said they understood it. They really could get the content because it was presented in that way. So think about, you've learned podcasting somewhere else, but now audio StudyCasting. Think of the gift that you're giving to your students as well as their families. Thanks.